In this world, every animal is different. Once a carnivore loses control, it could lead to an irreversible tragedy, even causing them to live with guilt for the rest of their lives. Today, during training, the black panther accidentally tore off the arm of the anteater. The anteater collapsed in pain, and the vulture quickly urged all the carnivores to step back. The black panther, panicked, tried to explain to the others, knowing that such an incident would lead to exclusion and isolation. But everyone was scared by what they had witnessed, afraid they would become the next victim. Soon after, the vulture tried to take the anteater to the hospital, but the anteater was in such unbearable pain that he refused any carnivores to come near. The tiger quickly stepped forward to comfort the black panther, but at that moment, only carnivores could take the anteater to the hospital. If delayed any further, the anteater might die from blood loss. In this critical moment, the anteater suddenly called out to Legosure, because among all the carnivores, Legosure was the only one he trusted. Legosure, surprised by the request,
わかった。行こう。いい、かかるよ。言うからね。
immediately picked up the anteater. However, the severed arm was still lying on the ground, and no one dared to speak. At this point, the brown bear stepped forward, wrapped the severed arm in cloth so others wouldn't see it, and offered to go to the hospital together. Meanwhile, the eagle and the tiger were still trying to comfort the black panther, but deep down, the black panther had already broken down. Not only had he hurt a friend, but he was also terrified of being isolated by the herbivores. Though his classmates were willing to testify for him, his greatest fear was that everyone would suspect him of being the one who killed Tim. The real killer, however, wasn't him. If he were falsely accused, he would have no choice but to drop out. But who killed Tim? Only Legosure knew the truth. After the anteater was safely taken to the hospital, Riz initially tried to give him a handkerchief to wipe off the blood, but Reggie asked him in return, and revealed the truth.
あの人も食ったの、お前だよね。
The brown bear stopped hiding and admitted that it was his moment of loss of control that caused Tim's death. Legosure wanted to ask more questions, but in the next moment, the brown bear began to show his violent side. His massive body left Legosure with no chance of winning, but Legosure decided to resist. Just as things seemed hopeless, Uncle Sheep suddenly appeared. Legosure and Riz were both shocked. He had come to deliver supplies to the anteater, and overheard their conversation. As a herbivore, he remained calm and indifferent to the fight. He coldly reminded the brown bear not to damage public property, and assured them he would keep their secret. Afterward, they all went to the restaurant to talk. Riz planned to deal with Uncle Sheep, but Uncle Sheep remained unfazed, knowing that Riz wouldn't dare to act, as doing so would prompt the police to shut down the school, exposing Riz's crimes. After saying all of this, Uncle Sheep left confidently, but Riz was even more enraged. He hadn't expected a herbivore to threaten him. He returned to his dorm, unable to sleep. Ever since he killed Tim, Riz had been plagued by insomnia. Every night, he had to rely on the honey in the fridge to ease the inner turmoil. To others, he appeared to be a kind, big, dumb bear, but only the late Tim knew his true nature and what was in his heart. The Black Panther was also expelled from school because of the incident, and everyone felt sorry for him, but Riz felt no sympathy for him, and thought it was just the punishment for hurting a classmate. When Legosure heard this, he was furious. He